Hello everyone, welcome to Shiva Shakti. Let us discuss Parliament today, which is an important chapter of polity. Parliamentary form of government. First of all, Article 74 and 75 में parliamentary form of government at the center के बारे में लिखा गया है. That is in Article 74 and 75. Article 163 and 164 में parliamentary form of the government in the state. So simply we have to remind four articles today, and that is Article 74 and 75, which tells about the parliamentary form of the government at the center, and the same way in Article 163 and 164 tell us about the parliamentary form of the government in the state. Constitution of India has opted for all the British parliamentary system of government rather than the American presidential system of the government. Here, it is telling us about the two system, that is the parliamentary system and the presidential system, and we are going to differentiate between both this system, that is the parliamentary one and the presidential system one. The first point of the parliamentary system is the in a parliamentary system, the legislative and executive body of the government are closely related. Are closely related, while the judiciary is independent of the other two bodies of the government. यहाँ पे यही बोल रहा है कि legislative and executive दोनों closely related हैं, but the independent one is the judiciary. But in this presidential system, the legislative, executive and judiciary body of the government are independent of each other. यहाँ तीनों ही अलग अलग हैं. In presidential system, legislative, executive and judiciary body of the government are independent of each other, but in the parliamentary system, legislative and executive body of the government are closely related, while the judiciary is independent of the other two bodies of the government. So यहाँ पे हम यहीं पे ही हमें समझ में यही आ जाना चाहिए कि इंडिया में पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम ही है जिसके लिए लेजिस्लेटिव एग्जीक्यूटिव दोनों closely related हैं, and the third body, that is the independent body, कौन सी है? This judiciary. When come to the second point, then the executive is accountable to the legislature. The executive is accountable to legislature, जो कि इंडिया में ही है. यहाँ पे सिंपल ही यही बात है कि हमने आपको इलेक्ट किया है, then definitely you are accountable to us, you are accountable for your work. Similarly, in the presidential system, the executive is not accountable to the legislature. In the parliamentary system, dual executive found, but in the presidential system, single executive found. In the parliamentary system, powers are concentrated, but in the presidential system, powers are divided. The fifth point here is the Prime Minister can dissolve the lower house before the expiry of its term. In parliamentary system, which is prevailed in India, Prime Minister can dissolve the lower house before the expiry of its term. And what is the lower house? Lower house is the Lok Sabha. Presidential system in this point is the president cannot dissolve the lower house. President cannot dissolve the lower house in presidential system. In the parliamentary system, only the members of the parliament can be appointed as a minister, but in this presidential system, persons outside the legislature are also appointed as a minister. In the prime in parliamentary system, majority party rule, executives are part of the legislature. Majority party rule and executives are the part of the legislature, but in the other system, president and legislatures elected separately for a fixed term. So president is not an integral part of the legislature in the USA. However, in India it is. President is a part of the legislature in India. So the reasons for adopting the parliamentary system, why we have adopted the parliamentary system in our country. The first point is familiarity. Familiarity. Because we are familiar with the system due to British rule, that's why it was easy for us to adopt this particular system. Next, reference for more responsibility, unlike in the presidential system. Parliamentary system में ना responsibility की responsibility की प्रेफरेंस ज़्यादा होती है, तो parliamentary system में प्रेफरेंस responsibility को ज़्यादा होते हैं, इसलिए that's why Indians adopted this particular system. Need to avoid legislative executive conflict like in the USA, where there is a complete separation of powers. A legislative and executive conflict we should avoid. That's why separation of power is most important, and we adopted for this particular vision the parliamentary system. Nature of Indian society, that is heterogeneous sections, linguistic, religious, and ethnic diversity. We know very well that diversity is found in India, and that's why this is a plus point for this parliamentary system, and that's why we adopted parliamentary system. The parliamentary system gives wide representation. So thank you.